So the clients of our department, our stakeholders, are varied. They're all based mainly in regional and rural Western Australia and remote Western Australia. So it's primary industries, fisheries and agriculture, as well as regional communities, businesses and communities within those regions. And so their expectations are firstly about being able to get access to digital services and data. And so the digital divide we heard about today is really still very relevant to most of our people and our clients and delivering our services. I think the access to infrastructure for that to fix up that digital divide, and I think the theme that was discussed today about trust is really important. So in order to understand and get data to help us make better policy decisions, whether that's understanding our emissions as an agricultural sector or as a fisheries sector, or how the impacts of climate change are impacting on our landscape management, we have to work with businesses and get them to trust and share their data, their own business data with us. And so we think that's probably one of the biggest challenges we have, to get that trust in the systems. And we've sort of learnt some interesting things today about how to do that. I think the issues of trust around sharing data, whether that's regulatory data or actually just business data about what decisions farmers are making, what sequence of crops they're using, and what sort of emissions are coming off those land activities. Our clients and our stakeholders want to know why you want that information and why is it important that the government have it. And we have to do a better job of explaining that if we have that information, we can help them continue to access their markets, to continue to potentially get finance in the future, because we've had signals from the banking sector, for example, that they would like to know what is the performance of the ag sector in terms of meeting their emissions targets and adapting to climate change. I can't speak to the corporate part of DPIRD, but I can talk to some of the initiatives that we have that are dealing with our stakeholders and our clients. There is an initiative called Xstrata, where we've actually created a data hub specifically to develop that sense of trust for farmer data. It also can be used for other sorts of data, such as fisheries data, and in fact data between agencies. But since 2012, we had this vision of an ecosystem that supported the development of and sharing of data from farms to businesses to government, and it's taken us some time to get to that execution, but we're at that point now and we're quite excited, and I think to some extent we're leading nationally in developing that data hub. Important roles the Department of Primary Industries Regional Development has as part of the state emergency response capabilities that the state has, led by DPIRD, is for animal welfare in emergencies. In order to prepare or understand how we would help an industry, whether it's pastoralists or farmers, cope with an impending fire or flood, understanding stock numbers to an accurate degree is pretty important data. It's also important in the emergency, in the response category, because we need to understand what the economic impacts of those stock losses is. And sometimes, sadly, we actually also have to go out and help the farmers and pastoralists deal with those stocks. So the initiatives that are happening across government to ensure that, say, Service WA provides a service for the branding through the WA Brands site will actually, as it evolves, give us greater confidence about stock numbers, which will really help in that emergency response capability. We heard a lot about collaboration today, didn't we, and trust, and I think it's because often we're dealing with, whilst we've all got our own different stakeholders and clients, often WA doesn't have a large population. Often government departments go and ask very similar questions to people, and I know what it's like as a citizen when I get asked questions that I think, gosh, I've provided that before to somebody. Why can't they get their act together and share that information so I don't have to answer those annoying questions? And I think So I think it's just understanding that people are really time poor. If they're working in businesses like running farms, food processing, working in regional areas, we know that they're lacking staff. So government have to really understand about how we can be more understanding and get our act together into providing a service to the community that doesn't waste their time. And that will be more efficient for us as well. So I think that's an important aspect. The best innovation in practice I can reflect on is actually research one that's actually been achieved. And of course, when you do research, what you have is an idea, and you go out and test the idea, and then you verify the idea, and then you implement the idea. And part of what the Department of Primary Industry does, together with universities, together with grower groups, together with farmers, with experts, consultants, is share that knowledge. Because one thing for a university to come up with a bright idea and DPIRD to assist with that, but we've actually got to get farmers to put those into practice. And so through that process, there's lots of sharing of ideas, lots of sharing of data and verification, because if a farmer's going to adopt a new wheat variety or a new farming system, they need to know it's actually going to be not only suitable for their particular soil type, but also it's actually going to make them money, because it's very hard to, they're multi-million-dollar decisions. And so one of the things that's been really very gratifying over the last 30 years, as we've understood as Western Australia has dropped its rainfall by 25%, the Western Australian grain crop has actually continued to grow beyond. It used to be on standard 12 million tonnes a year, and now we're actually hitting 20 million tonnes a year. So we're actually getting more grain from less rain. And that's not something the department takes credit for, but we're part of the ecosystem that delivers that. And a lot of that's based on science, research, data and analysis, and everyone working together. I think it's really been good to spend some time out of a normal work week and month to sit and listen to people who are really passionate about innovation and actually working, that's their day job, to think about innovation. So just listen to people that are thinking about this, that actually have businesses that are involved in developing, whether it's software, hardware solutions, working across a range of industries and thinking about the application to your own has been really, really interesting. And seeing what could be applied in your own department or in your own industry from the examples that have been given today. And of course, there's the networking opportunities which have been brilliant.